This is my favorite class to teach. I've been tweaking this listing presentation for maybe 18 years, for a very, very long time. But before we get started, I'm gonna have Jessica. She is one of our sponsors. She's been with me ever since she started 6 years ago. She was a baby when she started. But to watch her grow and scale and become the woman she is today, I'm super proud of her. 33% increase in listings that are back active on the market that was canceled or expired. I would highly suggest you do a lot of open house because these sellers are gonna go through these open house and they're gonna look at their neighbor and see what their neighbors are doing to get yourself out there and do a lot of open house. Not just to look for buyers, but to look for sellers. If you switch your mindset to look for sellers, the sellers will buy and then you'll get a double whammy. That's so important to have someone that does like all the little stuff, because a lot of my GC won't do the little stuff. They only do the big projects. And for someone to come and only do small things, it's like $500 or $1,000 and not have to pay them until the end, that's awesome. First of all, just gonna move through this a little bit. I haven't taught this class for about a year, so a little bit about me. If you already follow me online, I've been doing real estate ever since 2003. I think I've cut over 500 properties in my career so far, over 400 million in sales. I started buying rentals in 2008, started flipping in 2014. I've been married for 18 years, not 17. I added an extra year. I have 3 amazing kids, and my goal in life is to change the industry and unite us as a community. We are not competition. We work better together. No one is you. AI will never take over your business. I don't know what anybody says. You are unique and they want you. They don't want an AI. Don't want a chatbot responding to them. I would be upset if I was a seller and a chatbot was responding to me. I don't care. If they can't respect you at 11 o'clock at night and you're not responding and your chatbot responds, I'm not gonna do business with someone like that. They want a human connection and someone who really cares. At the end of the day, they want to know you care. And they'll give you the deal if you care and you show up. I love this quote. It says, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. And the reason why you guys are here is because you want to learn, you want to do something different, you want to scale, and you want to add to your toolbox. Everybody needs to add to their toolbox. Like myself, I've changed this listing presentation maybe 100 times. That's how many times I've changed it because life changes, information changes, right? So you have to keep adding to it. Stay committed to the decision, but stay flexible in the approach. I love that one. I think one of the Seahawks coach said something like that, like be committed, but stay flexible. And that's how they won Super Bowl, right? Okay. So the 3 L's in real estate is really important, okay? Leads, listing, and leverage. If you don't have leads, you won't get the listing. And if you don't have listings, you don't have leverage. If you're a buyer's agent only, guess what? You can only handle so much, like your capacity to drive inventory from Yelm to Tacoma to Bothell to Everett, there's not enough of you to do that. If I had 5 buyers, I don't think I could survive. It's a lot of driving. Say if you had 20, what do you do with the 20, right? Because your inventory's all over the place. So you got to move with the inventory. But if you have listings, guess what? They come to you. Your inventory is what drives people to you. You don't have to go anywhere. All these buyers agents are going to come to you. And that's why I always had that mindset of becoming the best listing agent. And if you put that seed in your head, you will get there. You know, one of my friends asked me, like, how do I switch from a buyer's agent to a listing agent? Well, focus on people who have a house that's a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom, who's in a condo or townhouse. Create a solution for them to move into a residential house. I think Maribel was great. She was moving people out of manufactured homes into a regular home. And that's how she got started. And she was moving people. And then she started getting listings, right? Because if they are moving into something, they need to sell something. And that's what I've always focused on. And what do they say? Whatever you focus on expands, right? If you keep thinking about it, it will appear, I promise. So being consistent on the leads, okay? Being consistent, making your calls. So here, the 3 leads, okay? Leads are the lifeblood of real estate business. Consistent lead generation creates predictable income. Build multiple sources, so your sphere is the most important, okay? Online marketing, prospecting, referral programs, networking events. That's what I focus my business on. If you don't have a sphere, create a sphere. And how do you create a sphere? Is you network with a small business, right? Everybody knows a small business. And what does all small business want? They want more customers. So do you. So why not team up with them, right? Have a recycle day, right? I had a friend, he was a real estate, he still is a real estate agent. He had a small truck and he would go to people's house and he said, I'll dump your first dump for free. And he'll just door knock and, and then if they wanted more, he hooked up with a dump company and dumped their stuff and then end up selling their property. So be creative, think about your community, reach out to your community and create an event together. I used to do, I always do a coat drive. You helped me with my coat drive. That gives people an opportunity to give together. We do a pumpkin patch event, bring all the vendors together. I had a friend come to my pumpkin patch event this fall, and she just referred me her niece. And she's like, you better take care of my niece. Don't be sending them to your minions. So I was out showing houses. I had no idea what I was doing. I haven't sold a house for so long, but it was nice to get out there and show some houses. But I'm telling you, that pumpkin patch, they're buying $1 million house, right? That's just one out of everybody. But the thing is like when you do an event and people come, they may not buy from you or sell from you, but they may know someone. And when you give to them, they're going to give back. So don't focus on, oh, they've come to my event 50 times and I have not seen a referral, right? Don't think about that. They know someone that knows someone that knows you. So when you act on the act of giving without expecting anything in return, you'll get way more than you ever thought you could, right? By just simply giving. Like every time I teach this class, someone's going to end up giving me a listing. It's just the act of giving. It's just like reciprocity, right? Focus on high quality leads rather than just the volume. This is really important. I have solid, meaningful relationships with my people. I think we often are always like looking for the next buyer seller. But if you call the people you care about and just take them out to lunch, call them and say happy birthday, invite them to something that you're doing, be a part of their life, and then they'll follow you and they'll naturally ask you, so how's work? How's business? Right? It's very natural. So continue to stay connected to people. I think it's very easy. And the thing is, you guys, you only need like 20 deals a year, and there's like a million people out there. You don't have to take all of the market, just a few. Like for me, I was saying, for me, 12 to 18 transactions a year is my happy number. So I can spend time with my kids. I can travel. I cook for my kids every day. I mean, there's like, you decide what kind of business you want, right? So be consistent on the leads. You should have 3 core activity you do in your business every year consistently. So for me, January, they get a year calendar, right? There's this company called Teldon, and they send out a year calendar to my database. And I send about 500 calendars to their home. 2026, 2027, every year they get a calendar. So they don't forget I'm still in business, okay? The second is I do an educational video. I use viral video. They make a video of my education. Michael does my video. 2 videos every month. It goes out to every single email I have. Unless they unsubscribe, it goes out to like 3,000 people. Okay, that's 2. My third one is my events, my pumpkin match and also my toy drive. Those are my other 2, okay? And then my referral program. So if they send me a referral, in 2 days they get a gift delivered to their house. Once they get a gift, we're out shopping or we have a listing, I'll take a selfie with them. I'll send it to the referral person and I'll say, oh my gosh, thank you. I just met them. I freaking love them. I'm gonna take amazing care of them. I value your referral. And I send a picture. It just reconfirms like they put their neck out for you and you didn't even send them a gift or nor did you send them a picture, right? So just reaffirming that you are on the ball and the reason why they sent them to you is because you're gonna take amazing care of them, right? And so you gotta make sure that you keep that referral person in constant communication with you too along the way. Like I just wrote up an offer this morning and I sent it to my friend who referred me the deal. She's like, okay, we're putting in an offer, you know, because she's like, how's my niece doing? Did she find something, you know? And so when we're shopping, I was like videotaping them and recording them and then I sent it to her. And so she knows like, oh gosh, she's doing an amazing job. I'm gonna send her some more people, right? So being consistent like that and not ignoring the person who put their neck out for you and vouch for you. The worst thing I've seen is someone vouch for you and you do a terrible job. That's how you kill the deal. Okay, so listing. Listing gives you leverage, obviously, right? And the way I started listing is I cold called. I used to call the expires every day. Every day. It was my friend Mary and I, we just started real estate and we didn't have any clients. And so we had 2 jars. And if she came late and she didn't make her calls, she put $20 in my can. And if I came late to make cold calls, I put $20. And oh my gosh, I was not paying her $20. $20 20 years ago was a lot of money. So we busted our ass to the office. And I made so many expired phone calls. I think I had a notebook, you know, those big white binders with the big ring. So we didn't have like computer like we do CRMs we have right now, right? So I printed them out and I would print out all the listings that were 90 days and older. And I print them out and then I highlight all the phone numbers and then I put them in my folder and I tabbed them by the month and then I open it up because you guess what? When it expires, they delete the phone number. So I knew that. So I print them out and then I highlight it and I go through it every day and I call that deck. I think my first year in real estate, I listed 9 homes my first year. And then the following year, I did 18. And it just kept growing and growing to a point where I was doing 42 transactions by myself while pregnant. And I was dying, like literally. I mean, I didn't even have a relationship with my kids or my husband at that point, okay? And so I hired an assistant to take care of my files. And then I grew a ginormous team. And that's a whole different story. But that's how big it can get if that's what you want. But I realized that wasn't what I wanted. I didn't want to be a millionaire real estate agent. I wanted to be a balanced agent, right? Spend time with my family. So cold calling, door knocking, open house. You cannot get a lead if you're in the office. You don't need an office. Your office should be at an open house. You should camp out at an open house. You should be making friends with a new construction agent and say, hey, can I be your site manager? Can I sit at your open house? You should be sitting there every day. If not, sit at a Starbucks. Put a sign up, like open house or something, right? You should not be in the office. If you're in the office, you better be making phone calls. That's all I have to say, right? Your business is in the streets. You need to be out there. And then leverage. When you have listings, other agents will do open house for you. Okay? And then you get sign calls. How many people have listings and then you get a sign call? So many, right? There's so much that happens when you get listings. So those are the 3 L's, remember. Okay, so this is my listing presentation. I'm gonna pass this around. This is the book that I bring to every listing. So it has, I think some of you guys have seen my listing presentation. So I have this machine in the office for those who you guys are new in the office, we have this machine in the back. So first it just said, it's a template, so literally this takes me 5 minutes to get ready for a listing. That's how fast it is. Because I spent 11 years or 18 years doing this, now it takes me 5 minutes, okay? So their address, the name, and my information on here. I go over my mission, and then my track record. You know, most people, what they say is, oh, where do you specialize in? I was like, oh, look at the map. I specialize in the market. I know how to comp a property. Does an appraiser have a location where they appraise? No, they appraise everywhere, right? So I have my stats on here, and then I go through the process of like what we need to do to get their house sold. So we go through this page by page, what we do for them, okay? So I'm gonna pass this around, if you guys wanna pass this around. So in the beginning, I just go over our mission, our value, and then I go over my stats. You know, giving them an idea of the location, the areas I've covered. If you don't have something like this, then use your office. Your office should have stats for you to use. If not, and you're really raw, I would suggest you pair up with another agent who is strong, that's really good, that's gonna get you the deal, and then you can learn from that agent, okay? You gotta pay to play. You know, no one's gonna give you anything for free. So this is usually the second page besides the bio. And then I go over the home selling process because they have not gone through the process in a very long time. The average person sells a home every 5 to 7 years, right? So we walk through the process. Like in the beginning, I'll do a market analysis. We'll get the listing signed. Once we get the listing signed, then we put it into the system, open title, photo staging, kind of walk them through receiving the offer, negotiating, and then just the process of it so they can kind of go through it mentally of the stages of the listing. We have an amazing TC in our team. Her name is Jotasha. Thank goodness for Diana for bringing her over. She's amazing. She was a private TC, and then she joined EXP with us. And so she's kind of exclusive to us. This girl answers her phone on a Sunday. And I know.
She was working.
I know. I had a listing and I emailed her and I didn't think she was going to respond. I'm like, okay, she'll respond when she gets better. She responded on a Sunday and she whipped it. I was like, I thought you were going to do it on Monday. I didn't think you were going to do it right away. She's just fantastic. And she's grown so much with our group that she actually hired a second person to help her. But man, I've gone through a lot of TCs. This one's a keeper. So don't share her, okay? Okay, the benefit of pre-inspection. This is for every listing, this has to happen, okay? I don't care. Either I pay for it, they pay for it, it's gonna happen. Because guess what? This is what I tell the seller, if another property comes on the market while we're pending inspection and your neighbor goes on the market for sale for a better price, guess what? They're gonna back out based on inspection. And then they're gonna hop over to the other house and they're gonna put an offer in the other house. So if you do pre-inspection and they waived it, and another house goes on the market for $50,000 less, they have to close or else they're gonna lose their earnest money. Do you wanna gamble or you wanna guarantee for $500? Right? So your job is to educate them, to prep them, prepare them before shit hits the fan. Okay, you're the professional. You're making $20,000 on the sale of their property. If you don't take this job seriously and learn the ropes and educate them and prepare them, I'm sorry, you guys don't deserve it, right? If you're a doctor, should you be taking care of someone without a license? No, you gotta go through the training, right? You have to spend time to educate yourself and build knowledge to support your client, okay? So I don't care. I need them to do a pre-inspection. Elvis? All my listings. I did a pre-inspection for my own. Okay, that's how much I it's a testament, because I lost buyers because of it. Okay, they've jumped to another house because it's contingent. And guess what? They use it as a negotiation. $500 gets you, they can't renegotiate. They're locked in. Usually they use the inspection to renegotiate. Always happens. Always happens. It's really rare unless it's like brand spanking new. What makes us different? Okay, you got to show them samples, like what you can do to help them. Like I can get, this is an example of my client. This was his rental property, and he had a budget of $10,000 to get his house on the market. I did all that under $10,000. Okay, and all we did the flooring and we repainted. That's really all we did. And we got him top dollars for this property. Okay? You have to create solutions for your client. This is a house that I sold in Bellevue. This was the picture before it was listed. They had this listed in Bellevue like that, and then their stuff like that. And I came in, I was like, okay, if you give me the listing and I get you over asking price, you'll pay me 3%. You want to pay me 2%. I was like, okay, here, I'll make you a deal. If I do all this for you and I get you over asking price, you'll give me 3%. I got him over asking price and got 3%. Right? Because he won, I won. And he moved to Taiwan. He literally handed me the keys, and I took it from ground up within, I say, 2 weeks. We're in and out. And when he interviewed, I think, like 8 real estate agents, luxury agents in Bellevue. It was funny because he sat there. Hi, come on in. So he interviewed me, and he's like, Ty, how are you going to sell my house differently from every other agent that has come into my house? Right? And I remember the conversation because I was listening. And the unique thing about his house is that he told me a story where he couldn't have kids with his wife. And when they moved into that house, they found out that there was like this Buddhist monk that lived there. And he imported this rock from this temple. And he brought the rock to the house. And it created good luck for him and his wife. And he swears by this house because since he moved in, he became a vice president of Microsoft, like all these amazing things, and then they got pregnant. So I was listening to it, and then I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. This is a special house. So for every Vietnamese, Chinese, Indian person that I know that comes in, people of culture, I'm going to call that agent and tell them that this house was blessed. I'm going to make sure that they understand that the feng shui and the energy of this house was take it to another level. And no agent said that to him, right? And he also had a prayer room that him and his wife used to pray and do their meditation. I said, I'm going to honor that room because that room has created good energy for your family. So I'm going to restage this room and make sure it stays at a prayer room. And I won the listing. It's you listening. It's you understanding them. Homes have energy. People are emotionally attached to their house, and letting something go is very emotional. So you got to listen. You got to pay attention. And when you get them what they want, I mean, he refers tons of people to me now. It's like, if you need an agent, you better call Ty, right? So those are the little things that you guys have to learn to listen to over the years. Okay, obviously virtual staging, right? We have that. If you want, I have this company that I use, and literally you pay for this subscription and you can virtually stage it yourself within seconds. You don't need to call your photographer and say, hey, can I have these pictures virtually staged? You can actually do it yourself. And I think I pay $450 for the whole year. Super cheap. This is a condo I sold in Belltown. Landscaping, obviously, we let them know that you provide that too. I think one thing we forget is we do it for them, and we know we do it for them, but they can't visually see it. So in order for you to really paint the picture, you need to have it so that they see it, right? This house, they canceled it on Redfin, and I came in and repositioned this. And I was in Vegas and wrapped it up in 24 hours on vacation, okay? Because what happened was they were going through divorce, and she was still living there, and he was living somewhere else, and they had 2 kids and a dog. And it was messy, like all kinds of things moving. So I went in, and I said, okay, I need the mom and the 2 kids and the dog in one room. You can't leave that room. And I'm gonna stage the whole room, the whole house. But you guys can't leave this room, okay? I sleep in this room, make it messy, but stay in one room. And we repositioned the whole property. And within 48 hours, we got a full price offer. And he was happy because he was finally able to, he gave all his proceeds to his ex-wife. And she moved back to Korea. $2 million. Wow. Gave it all to her. Yeah. But those are the things that you have to do to make yourself different, right? But you have to tell them how you're going to do it right, or else they won't know. This house, my dad built this house in West Seattle for my brother. I helped him buy the lot off market, and we built on that. And then I think my brother moved out and we sold it in West Seattle off of the bridge for like 1.2, I think, something like that. Okay, obviously you gotta explain to them, even though you know this already, you have aerial photos, you have all that at your fingertip to make the house stand out. Just samples, right? This is another house I sold. They're like, have you ever sold a ranch, like with horses? I'm like, no, but I will. I'll figure it out. Good friend of mine, ever since college, her and her husband decided to sell this property that they remodeled, and we were able to get them. I think this was like 1.8 million in Redmond. Yeah, gorgeous house. I sold this house to them 2.5 years ago. They went in, remodeled it, realized they didn't like it, and then resold it within 2.5 years. So repeat business is huge. Obviously, you got to make sure you tell them that you have 3D virtual tour for them as well as a package. This is really important as well. Social media. So a lot of times what they'll say is, okay, Ty, what are you going to do different? Everybody else has their house on the MLS and all that. What are you going to do differently? Well, what I can do is, and what I normally do is, we do push it out of our portal. And with us, we have this a CRM called Bold Trails. And Bold Trails allows us to push it out at paid ads, like open house, things like that. And then the leads generate and it comes back into our portal. So we have Bold Trails and we have Lofty. You can use either or for the CRM. And I normally pay, I think, like $60 to boost a property out on Facebook and Instagram. And that generally gets me about 6,000 to 8,000 views. Okay, and if you want to pay more, then you'll get more views. And it's cool because then when people click on it, the leads go into your portal and then you can call it. So If you guys are with me, I can show you how to do that. It's really easy. You can even do it for another agent and say, okay, if I boost it for you, can I get the leads for it? I do it all the time. I never call any of the leads because, you know, I don't want it. I don't want the leads. So if anybody wants to call my portal, you can. But these are powerful numbers. When you sit down with them, we're like, do you want to be in front of 2.95 billion people? And the algorithm already is pulling data for the people who are saying they're looking, who are searching on the internet. Like, have you ever looked at a pair of shoes and it keeps showing up till you decide to buy it? I have. I bought a smoothie blender because I saw it so many times. And then I bought it. I've never used it. It was like $500. It's still in my garage. Right? So explain to them that, like, the algorithm does the work for us, okay? And I'm going to boost your listing on there until they chase them till the point that they come to my open house, right? So go through these numbers. I need to update that because it's 2024. So usually this is what the ad looks like, right? Like 29 shares. This is how the demographic information works. Facebook ads, and explain to them how all that works. Because people don't know, you guys. Most people who sell homes, they're probably in their like late 50s to 60s. And if they're young, they're savvy, they're buying. They'll just text you what they want to look at. And then with our CRM, we can load our listing. And then I do a seller call every Tuesday, right? So I tell my seller, don't call me, I'll call you. Okay, on the weekend, from Friday, Saturday, Sunday is usually when we do open house. That's when I get feedback from my team to see how the open house went. If there's an offer coming, I will call you, I promise. There's no way if an offer is coming that I wouldn't call you, okay? And then usually Monday is the day that I get in the office and I pull all that data for you. So expect a call from me on a Tuesday. And we'll go over what's happening on the market, how your house is performing, and what the next step looks like. Because if you have a seller, guess what they're doing? Have us open house, like at 7 o'clock at night, right? The next day. But if you prep them and you let them know in advance, then you're not picking up the phone every few hours and you feel guilty because you didn't respond to them because you're on vacation, okay? like me. So I've learned the hard way, right? Prep them and let them know. Every Tuesday, you'll hear from me. We'll do a market update. And this is really cool because what happens is in our CRM, you can see all the competition, like what's going on in the market. What are the homes around the area and what's it priced at? So you know where you're at on the scale, okay? So these are really important information. You can give them all this data at any time. So that's really important, okay? Data matters. So your online presence, right? What I do differently, okay? What makes me stand out is that you get a private video tour on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, it's gonna be there. My last video that I did for Newcastle, okay, 4,000 views, okay? So you're getting an extra 4,000 reach. This one that I just closed on, 25,000 views, okay? That's what makes me different. So you think they're gonna counter my commission? Probably not, right? So I know because I have the experience and the volume to do this, it makes it different. But when I first started, you guys, and I was like, hello, William, my thing was just like 3 pages, like literally 3 pages. And then over the years, I would add to it. And over the years, I would add to it. I'm just stacking and layering it until you get bigger and bigger. And guess what? You can always do a video with someone who's a big hitter. Like find someone who has 10,000 followers. and say, hey, can I do a collab with you? And do a video and get the following and then use that for your presentation. Don't think small, think big. Think outside the box. Don't just put a house on the market like everybody else. I'm telling you, like, think so big. Collab with another contractor, someone who's big in that area. Look for them. If you look for them, you'll find them, okay? Find a good GC, flipping house, can I do an interview with you, right? Like, whatever it is, get your platform out there. And so I show them this, right? When you list with me, your reach goes beyond the Northwest MLS, beyond Redfin, beyond Zillow. Way more than that. Oh, it's just a moving video. Okay. Who here has like a page and uses LinkedIn? LinkedIn? Okay. Okay. LinkedIn is very important, okay? If you look at the stats, 50 million members in LinkedIn. 73 million are senior level influencers. 45 million are decision makers because they have jobs. That's where they go to look for a job. Do you want your listing on there? Yeah, right? Are you gonna hire that agent over there that's just gonna put it on the MLS? Feel free, right? This is what I offer. And then 8.2 million C-level executives. Do you want your $10 million listing on there? Absolutely, right? You're showing up where the non-traditional agents show up. There's no platform that we won't cut, right? There's no platform that we won't show up on. So do you think that if I sat down with a seller and they were interviewing 5 agents and I presented something like this to them, that they'd consider someone who just walked in the door without a presentation? Right? Even if it's a $500,000 home, you guys, like, they deserve this. If you had a $500,000 house, do you think you deserve this? So should your consumer, right? It's so important for you to build your presence. Okay, pricing is very important, okay? So I always say 5 active, 5 pending, and 5 sold. 5 sold gives you an idea of the true value of what something is sold for, right? But what I really focus on is what's pending and what's active. The active, how long have they been on the market? Okay? And then the pendings are the ones that I really, really, really spend time on. What I do is all the pendings, I call the agent. It's like, hey, did you get asking price? Did you get some concessions? How much was the concession? I know some of them won't tell you, but you could always say, was it like 1 or 2% above asking, right? In a hot market. But normally what I do is like, hey, you throw me a bone, I'll throw you a bone later. I'm a listing agent, right? I'm gonna tell you exactly what I went pending for. So later on, if I call you, you better do the same. A lot of times they tell me. They're like, oh, we only went 5 over, or we rolled in the closing costs, and that's why it's a little bit higher, but we got what we asked for, whatever, right? So it's really important to call those agents. Like Jody and I, we're working with a builder that has 6 projects, a total of 52 new construction total. And I did my listing presentation with her, and it took me a month and a half to build out that listing presentation. And what we did was we went to every single builder and we asked them what their inventory looks like and what their incentives were. Were we giving a $30,000 concession? Were they giving a 3-2-1 buy down? Who were their lenders? Like, we packaged all and we presented every single builder that was their competition. You know how much work that was? It was intense, but the thing is, it's like you learn through the process, and now I have that presentation for any other builders. So now I'm super excited because I'm gonna start attacking some more builders because now I have that presentation. So, you know, it's work, but once you have it established, your business will it becomes so much easier because you have the template for that. So I generally go through the comps, and then this is where after this, I will stick in the market valuation, right? Like I'll do the Northwest MLS market valuation, and then I'll stick that in there. But what I tell them is there's all these things we can't control, right? We can't control the location if they're underneath a flight zone. We can't control they can control the condition of the home, the market condition, price point. Okay, let me take that back. Okay, so I usually tell them like we cannot control the location and the market condition, but we can control the price and the condition of the property, right? So half of your price is already determined and the other half is what we're going to decide as a team. So kind of go through that and how pricing gets established. And then, I go through the market valuation, kind of go through a square feet, how their house is compared to that parameter. And then I just kind of give an idea of like the houses I've sold. People are visual. 55% of decision making is through visuals, right? And then reviews, listing hacks. I'll send this to you guys, like cool things that you could do on Instagram that you can get more people to look. But that's about it.